Today, I made a huge mistake. If you watched the previous video, you may know what I'm on about. Basically, I tried to continue on in the map Parkour Shift by default. Now, at first this map seems innocent enough, just 12 levels that progressively increase in difficulty. But very quickly, it becomes apparent that even the easiest levels are deceptively hard. I spent an unbearably long amount of time on level 8, and in the end just could not do it. So I ended the video there. But I'm not exactly the best at Minecraft parkour, so if you think you could do better than me, as always you can click the link in the description down below to download the map and try it for yourself. I will warn you though, I am not lying when I talk about how hard this map is. So as I mentioned previously, in the last video I got as far as level 8, but then I gave up. I did have that little bit of hope in me left though, that maybe, just maybe, I could get to the end. After all, I'd already gotten so far in the last video. But it very quickly became clear that I wasn't going to get anywhere. No, we aren't. It's just that we're able to do that fast. That's the unusual thing. Right. Okay then. Let's just try a little look at this again. Yeah, I think I'm just going to move on. I'm going to try make a real effort at this. Okay, we made that. So now, land there. Okay, we failed the long jump. That's it. We are moving on. With that, I was on to level 9, which is the first level in this map to feature a dropper. And let me tell you, the dropper in this level is absolutely brutal. I could not do it. I tried like 5 different ways and none of them worked. Oh. No. So now I know never to play any dropper maps. Oh my god, that is tough. At least we're only really working in 1 dimension there, or 2 dimensions kinda. It's just coming towards us, we have to go up or down. There's no left to right here. Okay, so let's line up again. What? Come on, how is anyone supposed to do this? That's a 1 block wide space with too much of a distance in too little time. I have a rule with this. I am not going to spend more than 20 minutes on a single level. So if I'm not advancing at all on this, which I'm not, as you can see, because this is brutally difficult. I was so close. That last one is so much harder than it looks. You think it's the same difficulty as the others, right? Because it's the same size space. Nope, it's not. It's way harder. And please, could they have it so I don't have to turn every time I respawn? What you have marked as okay, what you have marked as easy should be marked as hard. Or like, should be medium to hard. This, very hard. Alright, except for level 17. You're nice. Wait, did I say level 17? I just meant 7, okay? You're nice. The rest of you should be marked as very hard. These ones, literally impossible. Like, I don't know how to even think about going around. I don't know how to think about going about this one. Because currently, this is going so horribly that I just have no time for this. So at the 10-minute mark, which I can guarantee we will hit before I make it, we are moving past this onto the next section. Because look at that. That is impossible. That is literally impossible. Alright, getting through that space is pretty tough, but you can just about do it. But getting into the water then after it is literally completely impossible. There's not a hope that you could do that one. Like, what? It's literally impossible. You just can't do that. That's not a space you can fit into. This is unbearable. I am having zero enjoyment with this. This is just an endless cycle of pain. Maybe I should try that diagonal strat. I seemed to get further when I did it that time. Maybe not. Okay. I've lost the ability to even try this. So I'm just gonna move on because there's no way I am spending the entire stream on that. By the way, before I go any further, I do want to check. Does this actually kill you? No, it doesn't. It uses fall damage. Okay. I could just about make it in there when I was falling from that height. Like, dude, that is insane. Luckily, the section after that was not quite as bad, although it still was no joke. Even in this section, some of the jumps could really take quite a bit of time to get down. I'm gonna go back up here. So now, okay, it seems to just be regular parkour, but for some reason that acted like I had a ceiling, but I didn't. Take, for example, this jump onto the fence post, which looks really easy, but you'll find out very quickly that it actually can get quite annoying. It really is deceptive. And that jump onto the fence is not easy. It doesn't seem ridiculous, but it's not exactly a cakewalk. I think that's just because the fence is really narrow. But yeah. What? How have I failed that jump so much? Alright, yeah, if I was failing that jump sometimes, okay. But I failed that something like 6 times in a row. Once I did clear that jump, I had this next section, which involved a bunch of doors and trapdoors that you have to hit in a particular order in order to get to the top. Okay, so this one we go over here. Got it. It's really not that difficult at all, although if you do fail, it can be quite frustrating. And then this time we go up. What? Okay. Oh, this is gonna be annoying, isn't it? Oh, you can lift this up. Oh my god, come on. No, come on. Oh, okay. Ah, yes, right. Are we doing this right? Okay. But one thing with this really did annoy me. Basically, a lot of the time when I'd get to the top, I'd end up failing right after. Like when I was moving on to the next section and fell a bit short. Now what do we do? Are we heading in there? I think that's where we go. Did we seriously fall there? Is this map gonna be that much of a troll? Oh my god, I am already really starting to just get fed up of this. And it's a shame because you're looking at this map and you can see the design. It's clear that the creator put some work into the design. Like, there's a fair amount of effort involved. And also when I got back up to the top again, but then immediately ran right off. There we go. Oh, no! Come on! Why did I have to, just run off the edge? Move slightly prematurely. Like, that is just, the game mocking me at this stage. So yeah, that was not fun. You get to your first checkpoint at the start of the next section, but I didn't notice that. What I did notice was the white floor, which actually leads into the void. But I didn't know it led into the void until I jumped right into that gap. Did not... Oh my... This level... This is only level 9, and it has already gone to the point where I've had to skip it entirely. Okay, we're skipping this. And you're telling me that if I die, I have to redo this completely. Surely there's something we can press that respawns us here, right? No? Am I... Okay, yeah, I'm not doing that dropper again, because I never did it once. So, there we go. But at least I'm getting this part down sorta now, so I'm not taking quite as long. And speaking of the void and gaps, the section in question actually involves sprints across a 1 block wide gap. Now, I've gone on in many previous videos about why I don't like these jumps, so I'm not going to repeat them this time, but yeah, I did not enjoy it. I don't know why it's doing nothing, but it's doing nothing. What? How do these movements work? What causes you to make them or not make them? It's completely random. Really, just don't. Okay, well, we finally made that. After that, there was a section where you had to hit a target block and then run through a corridor full of hard-to-see glass panes. This section is annoying and can be really frustrating at times, but it isn't that difficult, and it isn't quite at an extreme difficulty that, say, the dropper was. Still, it was no walk in the park. And this one little glass pane at the end in particular was just awful. Sit that. Let's turn around. Oh. Bruh, how are you supposed to do that fast enough? Okay. That is impossible! That closed when I was barely even within sight of it. Come on. I had to be stopped at like the last post. Are you kidding me? I have to press that again now. Every single time. I think that's the first time I've ever slammed my keyboard. Every single time. It's that one stupid glass pane. You're not going to beat me. There we go. Finally! So overall, this level so far really was not going very well. Most of the sections were either impossible or completely unfair, and the few sections that weren't completely unfair were still bad enough to the point that I'd often fail on incredibly annoying jumps. But then this last section was actually not too bad. It was basically just a standard timed parkour challenge, and while I did have a few fails on it, and it did, make me frustrated just that little bit, it really was not that bad. Oh, actually, no. Oh, actually, that doesn't look too unreasonable. It's not easy, but it's not ridiculous. Ah, come on, that kind of turn now. I think that's a bit much, maybe. What? Oh, yeah, okay. So once we beat that, is that all we need to do? Nah, there's a door. This level. This one stupid level. And it is only level 9 out of 12. And it is already intensely difficult. So level 10 opened up the same way that level 9 did. With a dropper. So like level 9, the opening dropper was really, really difficult, but unlike level 9, I actually did eventually get through. Now, it was extremely difficult, I did have a lot of fails, and I was almost about to give up, but I did make it through the gap eventually. I was able to get into that 1 block wide space in level 9. Why can't I do it now? That is impossible. It's literally trolling you every step of the way. Okay, where are we at? At 25 minutes, I'm going to move on to the actual level. But for now, I want to at least try. I was able to get into 1 block wide spaces earlier. So why am I not able to get anywhere close to it now? Okay, there, we did it. Finally. So I was successful on that section, but that really didn't matter because after that section, you come to this part, which has a bunch of skeletons that do, well, this. That was awful. Oh, and the skeletons insta-kill you. So yeah, after just one of those, I knew I had basically no hope on finishing the level. At this point, I'd basically given up on the map completely. So I just went into creative mode and basically tried to do all the parts individually without worrying about dying. Because I'm not dealing with these things. Like, are you for real? They have super speed and they kill you instantly. Like, what kind of messed up madness thinking is that? I'm not trying to claim that I actually beat the map here because seriously, this map is just way too much to try to beat. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay in creative mode because, look, the main purpose is we're just checking out all these levels. Like, that's what we're doing. How this level ultimately works is that you get an ender pearl and you fire that ender pearl into that little stone thing to the right of me. Sounds simple enough, but with the skeleton you actually have to go down to where the skeletons are. This task is actually not an easy one at all. So we'll drop that as well. Now we'll go back up here. So I think where you would go is... You can't just put barrier blocks without telling people. No one's gonna figure out there are barriers there. Like seriously, I was in creative mode, alright? I was cheating and I was still getting frustrated. That's where you have to throw the ender pearl in, is it? How is anyone actually supposed to do this legitimately? That is a serious question, alright? If anyone is able to do this level legitimately, I'd be really impressed because it looks on the border of impossible. Speaking of on the border of impossible, level 11 definitely fits that description. It also very much fits the description of deceptive. When I came to this level first, I actually had a little bit of hope, but that was almost instantly dashed by this slime jump that I still believe is completely impossible. Okay, maybe we can make that. I don't know if that's possible, because we're not getting anywhere close to the required distance. Oh my god, come on. Can I stop hitting the floor? Okay. It may just be that was not the correct way to go, but how is anyone supposed to figure out the right way? I mean, I was at that for a good 5 minutes and I couldn't see any other way of doing it. Like that ladder there, for example, is way too high for you to try to reach. Look, that jump is not possible, okay? That is too long. It's literally not possible. Right, that's too high. So... yeah, there's no way you could make that jump. Not a hope. Not the slightest hope. Speaking of that ladder, that's actually the next part that was ridiculously difficult. What you have to do is first jump onto that ladder, which is a scary enough jump, but really isn't that bad. But then once you get on from there, you have to actually jump onto that slab behind me. And yes, it's just as difficult as it sounds. In fact, it's more difficult. Oh my god, I nearly fell off. Oh god, that jump is difficult. Okay. What? How are you supposed to do that jump? Are you for real? Yeah, if you just jump and move at the same time, it doesn't work because you basically don't move forward at all. So how do you do this? That doesn't work either. There's so many parts that are either impossible or completely unfair. Like this. Alright? That to there is completely impossible. And this is beyond unfair. So I'm staying in creative mode now. Because I have had enough with this level. Moving on from there, there's a bit of a breather section that just involves a few easy jumps and also these relatively unusual but still pretty easy minecart movements. Well, at least this is not too bad. From there, it teleports you onto these fences, which can be quite tough. Okay. Surprised I managed to stay on the fences there. And then onto these ladders, which are just brutal. Okay. This jump in particular right here is possible, and I have done it before, but it is utterly insane. Like, it can take tens of attempts before you even make one of them, and here you have to do 2 of them in a row. Okay. Oh, yes. Probably the most difficult ladder jump in the game is this kind of jump right here. I still don't know how you do it. Oh, okay, that seems to work. My god, can I not just stay on the thing? There we go. From there, there's a time section where you hit a button and then a bunch of pistons pop out. It's really not that bad though. In fact, it's super easy by the standards of this level. Which is to say, it's only somewhat hard. No, come on. Oh, there was a checkpoint here. Oh, well. We missed that. The checkpoints should be in obvious locations. They shouldn't be hidden. Okay, finally! And I had to... I cheated there, and I'm still saying finally. When you finish those, you move on to the next room, which starts off with this obstacle, which is very reminiscent of the sucker punch from Wipeout, or Total Wipeout, depending on where you live. Like the obstacle in the actual game show, it's pretty difficult, but it is possible to get through, and I didn't really take that long to get through it, although I wasn't exactly through it right away. Ah, come on! Okay, I can breathe a little bit here. Go! Yeah, okay. From there you move on to a quiz section. The questions in the quiz are not that difficult, but you'll very quickly see that it's not all as it seems. Alright. How many minecarts are down below? 5. This one question right here was particularly big of a troll. How many levels are in this map? 10. But there are 10 levels in this map. Okay. Oh wait, no, there aren't 10, there are 12. But there aren't 14 levels in this map either. How are you supposed to do this? Alright, I don't get it. How many levels are in this map? It's 12. How evil are you? I need to ask, are you okay, map creator? Did someone hurt you? Okay, what's code hidden on this level? It's this one, right? Okay, what level is security? It's level 6. Right, we'll hit that, but it doesn't mean anything. The remainder of the level is simple enough to understand, but it's still really difficult. Starting off, it isn't really that awful. You just have a couple of jumps around glass panes that look a lot harder than they actually are. It's not like jumping across an entire wall, although this one is going to be tough. But then after that, you have this section where you go around the pole, and let me just tell you, I had just completely lost it at this point. After this, we're just going to have a fly through level 12. Because honestly, I have had enough with this map. I have shown everything there is to be shown about it. It is an unbearably difficult map later on. I've done everything I need to do, really. Right. Someday I might try and come back and actually try beating this. But for now, yeah. By the time I exited level 11, I wouldn't really call it finishing, I was already just completely out of it. I went into level 12 once, gave it one look, and decided just, nope, there was literally no chance of me doing it. It gives you nausea. I think the nausea alone is enough for you to understand why I didn't do that. But with that, we are at the end of this map. It started off decently enough, but over time, it really just became more and more unbearable. Level 8 was really where it started to hit that limit and then surpass it, and then from there on, it was just completely impossible. Funnily enough, if you do somehow manage to finish the map, it actually thanks you for wasting your time. So yeah, I think that tells you all you need to know about the map. I really do feel bad for Default and other map creators though. Like, it's clear that a lot of them put in so much effort into designing their maps, but then it just turns out that much of the gameplay is just absolutely awful. It upsets me to see people try so hard and still not succeed. But finally, that's the end of Parkour Shift. If you somehow liked the video, then click the like button down below. If you want to watch the last map I played, click right here. You could also watch me live on Twitch on Wednesday evenings around 6:30 or 7 p.m. depending on how I'm doing. And finally, if you really are enjoying my content, then click the subscribe button and enable notifications. Thanks for watching and have a good night or day.